Hey everybody, Nathan Peterson here, OCD specialist. Today we're gonna look at sensorimotor OCD, what it is and how to do treatment. I'm gonna be looking at some videos online of how individuals experience sensorimotor OCD and give you some treatment tips.
If you find yourself obsessively checking your bodily functions, sweating, saliva, your heartbeat, these are all signs of what's called sensorimotor OCD. It's also really common among people with tinnitus or ringing in their ears, checking to see if it's loud or not, avoiding any sort of loud sounds. Classic sensorimotor OCD compulsions.
Yes, totally. So sensorimotor OCD, if you don't know, exactly what he said. It's a sensation in the body that somebody is feeling and they're noticing and they're hyperfixating on it. I still do, I've got tinnitus. Went to the doctor and he told me, all you can do is stop thinking about it. Great answer, doc, but it's actually so true and it fits with this as well. Stop thinking about it means I am not putting value to this anymore. If I'm noticing my breathing, if I'm noticing my heartbeat, if I'm noticing floaters, whatever it is that I'm noticing and I can't stop thinking about it, the ringing in my ears, I need to stop thinking about how to get this to go away. Instead, it's embracing the feeling. I'm gonna notice this feeling, sensation. This is great. Could stay forever. I don't know. The biggest thing we can do is have a different response to something like this.
OCD isn't a highly researched theme in the OCD community, but it's no different than any others. If we can find the core fear and break it down, it'll start to dissipate. And one of the main core fears of sensorimotor OCD is just the fear of feeling or noticing your body sensations forever.
Ooh, you got it, man. Way to go. That's one of the things I hear in my office quite often with individuals that I see with this is like, I will have this forever. It's not going to go away. When will this go away? What's the time period? It's been months, some people years, where they feel like they've noticed it. And so this is a very hopeless feeling that a lot of individuals get. And he's right, just like any other OCD theme, it can feel different, but if we treat them all the same, false signal that's being sent, I gotta take the value away from this thing, that's what we wanna do.
Yes, sensorimotor OCD or body-focused OCD. People can often get stuck with an obsession, a hyper-focus on swallowing or blinking or breathing or on their bladder or digestion. And it's super
I'm so glad she brought that up.
Because it's stuff that we do every day. And so
yes, so this is something that, we talk about heart, we talk about breathing all the time, but it could be anything. Somebody could feel the need that, what if I have to pee? What if I'm in this meeting and I have to pee? What if I can't find a bathroom? I'm not gonna go out in public because what if I can't find a bathroom? I feel like I didn't get all of my urine out. I don't know if I need to go back and try it again. I even feel sensations like, did I wipe well enough? Like I have to keep wiping because I'm not sure if I wiped well enough. So I keep feeling something like it's just noticing a sensation somewhere in the body.
people can just get stuck in this loop of hyper-focusing on it, but having a hard time getting present and letting it just be effortless, letting it be automatic.
Yeah.
But it is totally possible to get present, allow yourself to swallow without focusing, allow those thoughts, those worried thoughts.
So when we try these different techniques, yes, we use exposure and response prevention, but we also, some people use mindfulness, but it's not anything you do. It's not to get the feeling or thought to go away. That's the biggest trick with this. A lot of people want to do it. If I do some mindfulness and I sit here and I meditate and I just pay attention to my sensations and feelings, then at the end they're like, wait, is it still there? Oh shoot, it's still there. Didn't work. We have to practice not checking afterwards if it's still there. Instead, if it's still there, we are like, yes, so glad this is still here. It's a party. It gets to be part of my life. This is great. I'm so glad this is here. And yeah, it's a big lie, but it doesn't matter. Your brain's lying to you. Throw it back.
I often get people asking me, how did you deal with this kind of OCD? How did you get over this type of OCD? And I have to say something that might be disappointing, but I got over somatic OCD the same way I got over every other type of OCD. And that is through therapy and meds. There are little...
Yes. Wow. Did you know how common it is? Individuals are like, you look on forums, groups, how do you do treatment for this? Or how do I get over this theme? Or how do I get over that one? And they've got it. They've got it. Like, we know it's hard to say, but all the themes are essentially the same. They are the same in that it all comes back down to OCD uncertainty. So therapy, medication can often help as well, but the therapy is the same. How can I take value away from this thing. Even if it feels so overwhelming, it feels different. Mine's different. I know you talk about these other things, but mine's different. We don't get stuck in that trap.
This is where you are obsessive about the sensations you feel in your body. So that can be things like, am I creating too much saliva in my mouth? Am I going to choke on my own saliva in my sleep?
Yes.
That's not one that I struggle with particularly, but I do struggle with other ones. And this is something I didn't know was related to OCD until I started learning more about it. Have you ever gotten in bed and thought, oh, I should pee one more time before I go to bed? And you pee, and you get back in bed, and you go to sleep.
Yes.
For me, this is an obsession. I cannot go to sleep unless I pee several times. I can't go to sleep unless I wait till the lights turn off and then I get back up to go to the bathroom.
Our bodies
and then if I
are
start thinking about it and obsessing about it,
looking
then I
at
won't
our
sleep because
sensations.
I think, well, what if I have to pee again?
It's got to feel a
What if
certain
I
way
don't sleep?
sometimes.
Or what if I fall asleep and then I have to pee again and I wake up? So then I stay awake and I keep going to the bathroom and keep going back to bed and keep going to the bathroom and keep going back to bed.
Man.
This kind of stuff is related to OCD, and this is one of the ways that it can affect you in your everyday life.
Thank you for sharing your experiences. Like, this is, people need to know what others experience so they don't feel alone. This is one of those themes where so many individuals feel so absolutely hopeless. I'm the only one that goes through this. No one else does it. How am I gonna get past this?
I have this fear that much like a COVID variant,
This is my buddy.
my
I know this
OCD
person.
will spread to other people and I will ruin their
amazing.
life forever. It started when I was 12, being hyper aware of my breathing all day, and I would analyze the length of the breath, how heavy the breath was, or if I'm going to harm myself in some way by breathing wrongly.
Can you imagine, like, 12 years old, a 12-year-old wants to live life, play with toys, go hang out with friends. Like, I guess 12-year-olds play with toys? Probably. They want to live their life. So to be so hyper-focused on breath and making sure you don't harm somebody else and the length of the breath, like, man.
As I've gotten older, it's been more around swallowing. I get an intrusive thought, your throat's going to close up, you're going to have to swallow. So I feel that I have to do something to make my throat not close up and to not gag in front of people. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. OCD is quite a serious anxiety disorder where the sufferer gets intrusive thoughts that are unwanted because they're disturbing in some way, or they make them very anxious.
Amazing person.
And they feel that they need to do compulsions.
The compulsions that most people are doing with sensorimotor OCD, like I said, their body's naturally looking at these sensations, these feelings, but checking tends to be the biggest one. I'm purposely checking to make sure my throat isn't closing up, that I don't need to go pee, that my heart is still beating, that my taking enough breaths just in case I stop breathing. Or it could be the opposite. I want to stop noticing, and so I'm gonna keep checking to see if I notice. It's kind of a backwards thing for sure. One of the things we try to do is some people might write down all the compulsions that they are doing, and you really focus on not doing them. I'm not gonna research online anymore to see how other people are experiencing this. What did they do to get over this? What are my chances? How long is this gonna last? No more compulsions. The more we just let it be, even though it feels so uncomfortable, we are risking. For this person, it might be different statements like, my throat might close up. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe someone will be harmed because I did a breath incorrectly or whatever it is. We stick with the uncertainties. We continue living life. If this person was 12 years old, and they're not now, but I'm going to be a 12-year-old. What does a 12-year-old do? That's what I do. If I'm 25, I'm going to do what a 25-year-old does. I'm going to mess up the breathing if I feel like I'm going to harm somebody. Like, whatever it is, we risk these things and we keep moving forward. So ultimately, so glad these people are sharing their experiences. They got the information correctly. Sensorimotor is something many people move past. Treatment is totally available for this. If you haven't checked it out, I've got my online course that teaches you step-by-step how to do this with worksheets, all that, 42 videos. Man, go check that out. But if you're struggling with this, you are not alone. And to enhance your skills even more, I've got another video on sensorimotor OCD that I did a while ago that's helped many, many people. Go watch that right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.